Hello and welcome to a gloriously sunny Carrington where Manchester United players are recovering and training ahead of the game against West Ham at the weekend, and most importantly after securing a place in the Europa League final last night in that epic encounter with Athletic Club. Wes and I were there, and Wes, it was a tough first 16 minutes. Athletic Club came at us, got the opening goal which we thought would be key, but how good were the lads? How resilient were they to come back and not only win the tie, but win the game emphatically? Yeah, listen, they did really well in the end. It was always going to be a tight game. We were just hoping, we would get the first goal because, if they do, we don't know what might happen. But as the game went on, we had some big chances as well. Garnacho in the first half just put it wide. The game did get a bit tense, but I thought in the second half when the manager made a few changes, fresh legs came on, I just thought we felt more confidence. And then when we got the first goal, which was a brilliant goal by Mason, there was only one team really going through then. And then to get another three after that was magnificent. The boys were playing with freedom, with confidence, and to be fair, they sucked the life out of Bilbao a little bit, and well deserved in the end. We would have liked it cleaner. Yeah. It was nervy for a while. Yeah, we would have liked it cleaner. But listen, we've been like that a little bit this season. There's one thing, they've got resilience. They've got the right attitude, and we've never give up in this competition. So in all, it was a flattering two-leg result. But we're through to a European final, which I'm sure we're all delighted with. That these boys will be, and the club in general, and we know where that can take us now if we can get a result in Bilbao in a couple of weeks. I can't believe it's only 12 days away, the final. Before that, though, we do have a couple of Premier League games, including this weekend against West Ham. We're seeing a small group out there training at the moment, Wes. Many of the players, of course, who were playing last night will be doing separate recovery work. But that group we're seeing there, there's every chance possibly all of them will start the weekend if he makes wholesale changes like the boss did in between the two legs of the Athletic Club game when we went to Brentford. Yeah, I reckon so, Sully. There was a lot of tired legs last night. There's no point of putting them under any strain. So the lads you see here now, obviously Eriksen's there as well, who's the experienced player. The rest wouldn't have played many games between them. So if that is the case, it'd be great experience for them, to play against West Ham, who are a good team, and again, the manager won't want any silly injuries now going towards this final. Yes, the Premier League games are very important still. We want to be playing well before we get there. But at the same time, rest will be needed for some of the players that have played a lot. Fans love seeing young players come through our academy and make their first team debut. We've already seen the likes of Harry Amas do that this season, Chido Obi, Tyler Fredrickson, who I thought has done really well. It's a tough position, centre-half, as you know, Wes, to come in as a young player. Someone like Camerson, he has been in and around that squad. He would love to get on the pitch for United, wouldn't he? Yeah, and I think we will see them, obviously, with the remaining games. But it's a great opportunity for these lads. I know we're into a final and we're probably not going to play our strongest team against West Ham, but it's an opportunity for these lads to show the manager what they can do. It's an opportunity for themselves, the families as well. Because when you start in the academy, this is your dream to play for the first team. So these boys will be working really hard now, today, tomorrow. And then hopefully, when the manager names that sheet, it's a well-deserved, respected debuts for a couple, but obviously more games under the belt for a couple of other ones. And it's a season where, not the young lads don't always get opportunities, but I think this season with the injuries, especially that we've had, and now coming to the later stage of the season, the importance of obviously the European Cup final is, these guys are going to be needed. So,
You know, the manager will be keeping his eye on him. He's out there now, and he'll have a good mind of what he'll want to do and how he'll want to use him. But it's all about these lads, like we talked about. It's a learning curve. He'll be giving them as much confidence as possible if they're going to be selected.
You had a lovely chat with Ruben actually before we came on air, and you can tell from that he's so passionate about this job, and he really knows his football, doesn't he? Wes, I mean, you've played at elite level, you know your game absolutely perfectly. Ruben has got a great mindset, a great knowledge of how he wants the team to play and how he sees this team progressing.
Yeah, a good little chat, and you know, we talked about a few things, but ultimately we're close. You know, we're close to getting what he wants, and at times, you know, we've just not been able to do it on the pitch. A lot of individual errors as well. But he's, you know, we've both seen when we play well, we do it with style. I mean, the last 20 minutes last night was unbelievable. You know, the way we were passing, the flow of the game, everyone's confident. Everyone's back from injury. You know, that's what he expects, and it's just little minor things that we probably need to do better.
We're looking at the group. We're watching Kobbie Mainoo, for example. You said about Christian Eriksen, his experience unbelievable, and if he plays against West Ham, you know what you're going to get. Kobbie's an interesting one, isn't it? Because he's yet to really find his real position in this team. Is that fair? Where do you think that is, and how important can he be going forward?
Listen, very important. We love Kobbie, and he will want to be playing more. We know how good of a technician he is on the ball. You know, he saved us many a times this season as well. So Kobbie will be looking to play as much football as possible now, and try, you know, and being contender to get into that final as well. But for Kobbie, who has been injured this season, it's all about getting regular football, trying to get back to full fitness, and then, you know, hopefully when he plays, the manager plays him where he thinks he's most suited.
It seems to be that maybe he is best suited behind the forward rather than part of that midfield too, where it looks like Ruben wants, alongside Casemiro, someone like Agati, who's got real legs to get around the pitch, and Agati's done that brilliantly, hasn't he? So maybe Kobbie will find himself more often deployed as a 10?
Yeah, well, I think Agati speaks for himself. You know, he's a guy, I call him a grafter. He's the one who gets the ball back, and he does it so well. You know, the way he gets close to people, anticipates stuff, interceptions. And to be fair to Casemiro, he's played absolutely brilliant since he's sort of got back in the team. You know, again, didn't play as much, and that's where Kobbie is as well. But it only takes a few games, and you can, you know, that's how quick you can change the manager's mind, and that's what Kobbie needs to do.
He's still so young, isn't he? It seems like he's been around forever, but he's only been in the first team a couple of seasons, and obviously went to the Euros with England and got in the team there and showed everybody on the world stage just how good he is. So there's a lot of room for growth, and you never know, maybe as a 10, maybe in that deeper midfield position. He's got the tools to be able to learn quickly, so I'm sure he'll be fine in whichever position he eventually finds himself long term.
Yeah, 100%. We know he's so technical, Kobbie. I mean, you can probably ping the ball at him. His control's magnificent. But I think he is very good around that box. You know, the way he can create an angle for himself, get his shot off, maybe play a little 1-2. And at the moment, you know, because we've not been playing so well in the league, you know, the manager has liked to keep the two the same, especially more recently, which means obviously Kobbie's not been in as much. But listen, when he comes on, he still makes things happen, you know. But like you said, a little bit higher up, I reckon, as well. He's probably got more potential. He's still young, but he's very experienced already. You know, he's been to big tournaments, international tournaments as well, where he's really excelled. And for Kobbie now, it's just about working hard, getting himself back in the team, and regardless wherever the manager plays him, just doing the best he can. But when it gets to this later stages, it's hard for the manager to pick and choose as often. You know, if two people are playing really well together, like Ugarte and Casemiro at the moment, you've really, as long as they're fit and they're not feeling stuff, you've really got to stick with it because it's important and there's a nice flow in the team.
barring injuries and fingers crossed, please, we've had enough this season. We don't want any more between now and the final, but it does look as though the team which started both legs against Athletic Club is going to be the team that starts in the final. Of course, Matthias de Ligt would have to have something to say about that if he can get himself fit. Diogo Dalot's still not in the group and probably unlikely to make it, although the Portuguese defender has shown so much resilience and availability over his time at United. You never know. But it seems to be when you get to the business end of the season, the manager will more often than not know what team he wants to select.
Yeah, and I always think as well, you know, it's not just the 11 that start that get you there, but you know, they've started the last couple of games now with one or two changing, maybe because of injuries. So yeah, listen, the manager will have that in the back of his mind. He'll understand that. But if we listen, even if we watched the game last night, the changes were a difference as well. Yeah. So you just never know. But I do think with the, you know, the starting 11, you could easily see that. Like you said, de Ligt might have something to say about that if he gets back fit, because he will 100% want to play if he's fit. But yeah, I think the main thing is we're a team. You know, you can change one or two, but the lads understand what we're there to do, and it's a big prize at the end of it.
Mason Mount might have something to say about it as well after his 2-goal cameo at Old Trafford. His probably his best night in a United shirt, and his first couple of goals at the Theatre of Dreams. Okay, like we said, it is only a small group today. As you can probably understand, most of the team are doing their recovery work and just getting the muscles relaxed and ready for training tomorrow ahead of the game against West Ham. Wes, thanks for joining us on a beautifully sunny day. Hope you've got a lovely day planned here.
I'm going for a run now, around here. You coming?
Beautiful. I've done my exercise today, played paddle this morning.
Oh,
I don't do two exercises in one day. Yeah, possibly, yeah. Right, that's it for the live training show. Join us again as we build up to the game against West Ham with all the latest on the Manchester United app. Plenty there for you to peruse from Wes and I. Bye for now, and we'll see you on the weekend.